is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. Well, it's good, YouTube. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another video. I'm going to try to cover two things for this video. One is Wesley Matthews getting bought out, and he's going to be able to sign with the team, and he plans on signing with the Indiana Pacers. I think this is a good pickup for them. Obviously, they get their best player in All-Star this year for 2 years in a row. Victor Oladipo will be out, and they're going to need some presence and some depth at that guard position. And they also picked up Wade Baldwin in a trade with the Rockets, and also Nick Stauskas. That was another trade that they did. And they also waived Ike. I don't want to butcher his last name, but they're going to waive him and try to use his roster spot to sign Wesley Matthews, I believe. I think this is some good pickups for them. They need some type of offense. Yeah, they're still winning. I thought that they could still keep home court advantage. Honestly, I said that in the video before. I think this team plays well together, and they know their strengths and their weaknesses. And I think Nate McMillan has a nice style for them to get up and down the court. Plus, they have some decent shooters and ball handlers that can play multiple positions and cause a lot of havoc. And then obviously you have big Miles Turner clogging up the middle, making it difficult. And he had 5+ blocks. Even when I watched him today, because this is coming on after they traded for these guys, and then it was announced that Wesley Matthews should be going, obviously, to the Pacers, and that's when he gets bought out from the Knicks. So I definitely want to see what this Pacer teams become. Will they be able to handle the pressure of being a top-seeded team? And will they be able to stay relevant in that Eastern Conference playoff spot? Because they still have the record that is tied for them. So they still under that third seed. And with Boston losing and Philly basically not doing much because they didn't play, and then on top of that, you get the win from the Pacers today, which was huge for them because every win matter at this point when you're trying to get home court advantage. And the best way to do it is just get the third seed, just because the fact that it makes your job a lot easier. They was able to pick up a blowout win over the Clippers today, and then it helps that they play the Cavaliers next at on the 9th. So that'd be Saturday. So that helps them too. So I'm rooting for them. I really felt sad when they lost their All-Star. Right now they are the third seed at 36-19. And they have a little cushion there, and they won 4 in a row. So they're going in the right direction. Plus, they're going to pick up some depth at those guards position and get some shooting in return. You know, Wesley Matthews is a 35-36% shooter, and he has proven since his Achilles tear that he can still put up decent numbers and still shoot that ball and still be a solid defender. He's not the defender that he was before. He's not the offensive player that he used to be. But I'd rather have Wesley Matthews than Ike. He has potential, but if you're really trying to go all in and still try to win right now, picking up depth and shooting is the way to go. Plus, like I said, Nate McMillan has a style of play that can make a lot of these players that they picked up jobs a lot easier. And that's the main focus to me, is finding ways to literally compete and try to make up as much as you can when it comes to the loss of, obviously, Victor Oladipo. And they're going in the right direction. They're going to need guys to have that next man up mentality. They're gonna need guys to really fight to basically make this roster and stay. And this gonna be tough, but they really didn't give up that much in that trade for Nick Stauskas and Wade Baldwin. Both of those players was picked up by the Rockets, and they're also going to send a second round pick to Indiana, and they also going to try to send some cash. So they get two quality NBA players basically for really nothing. Um, they just gave up roster spots, and when I look at this roster and I look at their depth, they really do need the guys that they picked up. They're not the best players. They're not going to be franchise changing players, but they are players that can play, and they are players that are quality rotation guys. And at the end of the day, when you have guys like Bogdanovich, you have guys like Tyreek Evans, Aaron Holiday has been a solid pickup as a rookie for them. You still have Corey Joseph, you still have Doug, you still have TJ Leaf, you still have Sabonis, who's been huge, and you still have Thaddeus Young having a career season in a couple months, and you still have Miles Turner being able to stretch out that floor while also giving you solid rebounding and also being able to play multiple positions and switch, and the fact that he's having his best season and he might be able to do more, especially with the floor spacing that they just been able to attain from this trade. And I think at the end of the day, the Pacers look good. And I was one of the people that was crazy enough to say that they still can hold down that third seed because Boston has been iffy. We don't really know how Toronto and Tobias is going to fit. Plus, they made some more trades um, before the deadline ended to move around guys like Markel Fultz to get Jonathan Simmons. So yeah, they top heavy, but it's all about chemistry. This Pacers team has been playing well all season, and that's including when Victor Oladipo has been out. They still been able to play above 500 basketball without their All Star, and now you got other guys that can plug in and do small things. Let's just face it, they're role players, and you can plug them in, and they know their role, and they know what they're trying to accomplish, and they know what they're on the court to do. And you get a guy like Wesley Matthews, who is a veteran who has made it to the playoffs and made some decent runs, and him going from um, the Mavericks, who's out of the playoffs, and also you think about it, he gets traded to the Knicks, and they're out of the playoff picture right now, and he has a chance to really resurrect his career, and that's what I really wanted to focus on. So before I end the video, Wesley Matthews is a guy that had the Achilles tear, and Dallas was so desperate that they was willing to pay him the money just because they had a lot of competition and they felt the cap was going to go up. So they gave him a contract that he really didn't deserve. He deserved it when he played that season, but after he tore his Achilles, he really wasn't worth that amount of money. But he ended up getting it anyway because Dallas was very desperate, and he has become a solid veteran still. A couple years later, he's still worth something, and he had a lot of people that was interested in. But with Victor Oladipo being injured, that allows him to possibly get more minutes and really resurrect himself because he's going to have a couple games left to really show that he still could be a starting quality shooting guard and he can still make a difference on a team like the Pacers that's trying to make a paleo push to keep home court advantage in the first round. And then you got to put in perspective like this too. Why wouldn't you want to go? You go to the Warriors and you're not going to get that many minutes. You're not going to get that much playing time because of Clay, because of Andre Iguodala and other guys on this roster. You go to Indiana, yeah, you might not win a championship like you would do in Golden State, but you have a chance to really get meaningful minutes in a game, in games in general. And like I said, they need you. They need a guy like Wesley Matthews after the injury. So I really want to see what's going to happen. I really want to see if he can really go out there and have the resurgence that he's hoping for. And I want to see, can Nate McMillan, the guy that coached him in Portland, can he bring the best back out of Wesley Matthews, who really needs it if you want to have a long-term contract in the future, even if it's a 2 to 3 year deal, is better than just being on a 1 year deal, hopping around from team to team and being trade bait. Because if you're on a decent contract and you outplay the contract or play to the contract, you're just going to get traded around and be a filler to make salary match or to be a guy that people ain't afraid to have because they know they can either flip them or, to keep it honest with you, they know that you're movable because you're on a good contract and teams won't hesitate to take you because they know that you can play and you're not being overpaid, and you being a three-point shooter also gives you even more value because that's what the NBA is all about, having guys that can hit the spot up three and still give you solid defense on the perimeter. And Wes Matthews still can do that. He's not the great defender that he used to be. He's not the post player that he used to be, but he still is a solid NBA rotation player, even if he's not a starter. And I know that Nate McMillan has been having a lot of success with his team, and getting a guy like Wesley Matthews for basically pennies on the dollar. You're not going to really complain about that, especially if you're just going to get rid of Ike and just replace him with a guy that's putting up decent numbers in Dallas. That's an upgrade, if anything. And then you bring in Wade Baldwin and Nick Stauskas, who are basically going to be injury replacements. If somebody goes down, they got guys that can fill in a void for a short amount of time. And I don't really see them playing big minutes in the playoffs, but the depth is there. You get two guys that the Rockets basically didn't want, and they're quality players that can at least give you 10 to 15 minutes, and they can get hot. Wade Baldwin is a solid floor general that can control the pace, and he can create his own shot from time to time. I liked it him, but he's just not good enough that players and teams want to keep him around, and that's why he's been moved around so much. He's not a guaranteed NBA player. He's a borderline NBA player that has a low ceiling, and teams starting to notice that. So he's never going to really be able to find a home unless he improve his jump shot a lot or have a skill that he has mastered that teams want to keep around on a decent contract. So I like Wade Baldwin. I always did. And I feel like he was a steal for the Grizzlies, and he ended up going to a couple more teams. And now I don't think he's going to stay on this team that long, but if he does play or he does get minutes, it'll be around a 10 to 15 minutes range, or just playing in games that's basically over, getting the filler minutes unless he get waived. But I like these pickups. You basically get a pick and some cash to take two players as quality rotation players to fit a team that's desperate for talent and guards that can space out the floor, and then you get rid of Ike to fill it, the void, with Wesley Matthews, who is a quality NBA player, maybe even be a starter depending on what team he goes to, and you have chemistry with him and Nate McMillan. Plus, you don't really need him to do much anyway when he's out there, and that's a role that he needs to master, because at the end of his career, he's really going to have to try to fit in, because he's not going to really be able to have the seasons that he had in the past, because of the injury. But they're not going to really ask him to do much anyway, because he only brings a certain amount of talent and limitations at this point at that shooting guard position. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think these are good pickups? Do you think Nick Stauskas and Wade Baldwin going to stay on the roster? Do you think they should keep them? Or do you think they'll be just playing this season and be gone next year? Or do you think that you like these pickups because they had solid seasons in Portland, and it's just unfortunate that it's a business and they couldn't really stay with the team that traded for them. But it ain't nothing personal. We like you, we'll take you, but if we can get under the luxury tax, we'll do that too. We got two All-Stars, and we have a borderline All-Star in Clint Capella, and we have great role players already to fill out the rest of this roster. Plus, we just picked up Austin Rivers and Kenneth Faried, and they have played exceptional for basically nothing but a roster spot, because they didn't really pay them anything because they was bought out. And sorry, we need to get rid of you guys so we can get under that luxury tax and still have one of the best teams in the West when healthy. So I understand it for the Rockets too. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Also, like on Facebook. Thanks for liking and supporting the channel, even on Facebook, even on my website. I also have a spreadshirt that will be in the comment section in the description. Also, guys, I make videos just like this. If you're new to the channel, I do trades, breakdowns, tributes, preview of the season. I do Summer League. I do NBA Draft. I even do tributes to the legends, and I also do buyouts like you about to see with obviously Wesley Matthews and Enes Kanter coming up. I'll keep you guys filled in, and that's why you should subscribe and be a part of the family. I really enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. That's why I continue to go. I'm in the studio as much as I can. I done made as many videos as I can. I got more to come. That's why you should subscribe. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going, and let me know what you guys think about these pickups from the Rockets, and also the signing possibly Wesley Matthews, who has committed to the Pacers, but he hasn't did it in contract yet. But that will be a huge upgrade for them over Ike so far.